growth, the process of increasing in size. A feature that is both individual, intrinsic, and throughout nature.
This is going to be so interesting, you know.
This is the moment we have been waiting for.
I'm feeling it now.
What has come before is now consigned to the history books. This new decade brings new challenges, new rivals, falling giants, and new beginnings.
Bang, bang, bang! 3 shots to the heart.
Oh, in the
back end. Oh, no!
Those who are climbing will meet. Who will fall by the wayside, and who will embody growth.
There's still wheel to wheel!
That is unbelievable!
League of Europe, grow or fade.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, mothers, fathers, daughters, sons, brothers and sisters. Welcome to the League of Europe PC League Season number 2, round number 6, here at the wonderful circuit of Shanghai in China. My name is King Kodiak, and I'll be one of your commentators throughout this evening's race. Hopefully, Badgerman will be joining me a little bit later on. I know he has a commitment that does time very closely to this. He can't always be with me at the very beginning, but hopefully he will be with me as time goes on. Right then, without further ado, let us head to, what looks like a very cloudy Shanghai, shall we? No one out on track just yet. 18 drivers join us, which is great to see. Let's have a quick rundown of who is with us. Black Panther in the AlphaTauri is here. Panos Speedy in the Haas is on board. Graham, Racing Point, is here. Exy in the Red Bull. Vino in the McLaren. Merckx in the Williams. Lucky Finger, second McLaren. Snowball in the Ferrari. Cupid is here in the Renault. Sniper in the second Racing Point. Kango Con is standing in for Ollie tonight in the second Renault. Marc Meunier now full-time driver in the Alfa Romeo. Jake W takes on the AlphaTauri. Sven in the Mercedes. Kasu in the Williams. Velo in the second Mercedes. Tixi is taking on the Haas. He's a stand-in. And J. Cole is here. We are missing... Unbelievably, I've opened the wrong window. Hold on just a second. Are we missing our early championship dominator, people? Are we? Let me just have a quick look. I didn't see his name in the I can't appear list, so I'd be very, very surprised. Let's see. Is he with us or is he not? Just going to double check that because I did not see. Oh no, he has. Moritz, he's not with us. Oh, he snapped his brake pedal in half. What? Wow. Well, if you're going to do it properly, I suppose. Oh dear. Well, what can I say to that? That was not what I was expecting at all. Even still, it's actually Merckx in the lead of the championship now, with Moritz not finishing at Monaco. Moritz now falls to third position in the championship. J. Cole up to second place with his win. Playing the strategy brilliantly well. Is on the top of the field. I'm just going to double check. Am I undeafened in Discord? No, I'm not. So when Mr. Badgerman is able to join me, he is able to hear me. At least apologies for the stream. Keep doing that. That's because I haven't got my windows organised again. So Merckx now leads the way. Jacob second. Moritz down to third. Now in the championship. Velo in fourth. And Sven rounds out the top 5 in the championship standings. That's Black Panther just coming back into the pits. Not having set a time yet. Oh dear, trouble in sector 2 apparently. That's probably just something else. Oh no! I mean, Panos going a little bit. He's getting out of people's way. Oh, well, that will invalidate your lap. You're wandering over there, sir. So then, Shanghai, very, very technical track. Also has one of the longest, if not the longest straight in the entire F1 calendar. Let us see how our drivers do. There is Kango Khan as a reserve for this season. Takes on the Renault. Ollie, unfortunately, not able to join us the very last minute. He was told that his, I think it's the internet cables around his house are being worked on. Merckx is the first to get a time on the board. Of course, all his sectors are going to be purple at this point at 129.5. Very nicely done, sir. I need to move my windows around again. Would you believe it? One of these days, I am going to get this right to start with. It will happen, people. I promise you. I'm also full of cold, which really doesn't help matters. But that is the nature of the beast. So, Merckx, then our championship leader. On the top spot. His teammate right behind him at the moment, Casso. In second position with a 30.3. I'm assuming everyone's... Ooh, well, no, then someone... That's Velo out of the mediums. Getting a banking up in on the mediums. Okay, a couple of people trying to get Black Panther. Okay, well, we saw him do that Saito lap, and he's come in for the medium tyres. Mark Minier as well, actually, is out the mediums. And this always strikes me as curious, but I suppose do the Saito lap on the medium tyres, save the softs for the business end of qualifying. That does make sense. 31.9 for Mark Minier at this point. He's turned his ERS down. He will not be doing anything more in this lap, I suspect. There's Black Panther in the AlphaTauri coming back out. He's herring down the back straight, as you can clearly see. Did have the DRS open, but it's not bothering too much at this stage in his outlap. That was one of the Merckx getting out of the way. He's got the other one, and one of the Reddits right ahead of him. There they are at the bottom of the shot. Merckx back in a bit. Let's follow Black Panther through a hot lap of this circuit then. So he's gone through turn 16 and is on the gas for the start-finish straight. Wow, it looks like it's going to rain in any second. Hard into turn 1, and then that leads into turn 2. This never-ending right-hander that goes well beyond 180 degrees. Then turn 3. Does wander over, ignore turn 4's existence, and very much ignore turn 5. Stays over to the right-hand side for that one. Then heavy on the brakes again for turn 6. There's Panos right ahead of us. Hopefully he's not going to get it in the way too much. Now then, sweeping turn 7. Over to the right to sweep through the long left-hander, and then snatch back for turn 8. Now through the gears. Oh, you saw Panos' car get very, very squiggly. He gets out of the way as we come through turn 9, then flat out through 10. Kiss the apex, don't wander too wide onto the AstroTurf, and then along the short straight, down through the gears again for turn 11. Bit of a lock up there. Was purple in sector 1, but I suspect this one is going to be compromised a bit. The long turn 12 leads into turn 13 onto this everlasting back straight. That car ahead of us is it's one of the Renaults. It must be Cupid, I think. Yeah, because Kango is in the pit. So that is Cupid ahead of us. Heaviest braking point in the lap for turn 14. Turn 15 is near non-existent. Got to get turn 16 right. Oh, there was a bit of lag there. Oh, he's got the most efficient brakes in the world. And that is a 31.6 on the board for Black Panther. Nicely done, sir. On the medium side, a lot of people going for the mediums. Interesting. Now, this is what alluded to, I think, last week by a couple of people, that the medium cars would see a bit more usage there. Obviously, they're much more harder wearing, but this circuit, the corners tend to need more speed going through them than the likes of Monaco. The medium tyres are more a favoured one, whereas medium tyres of Monaco is just an invite to the wall. Merckx has come out again. Actually, both Williamses have come out again. What a season it's been so far for Merckx. He's been 5th and 4th with the fastest lap, then win with the fastest lap at Canada, coming home with the full array of points, and then 2nd twice, Sochi and at Monaco. Seen the podium 3 times in the 5 races we've had, and it's had fastest lap twice. What a great season! Oh, Tixie! As I say, he's a reserve driver. He's taken on the Haas and is a 130 flat Still half a second behind Merckx, so I'm wondering whether people are just sandbagging at this point, or Merckx is an absolute god here at Shanghai. Either is possible. The sound hasn't died, it's just that's a very long camera angle. Oh no, J. Cole! What has happened to the Red Bull? Where's that happened? I don't see. I think he's done that in the pits. I reckon because yeah, I think I can see the Red Bull is in the pit. Oh, whoop, that's actually the other one. There's wandering off the road down there at turn 2. Oh, that's turn 3 here. Beg your pardon. Let's look elsewhere rather than staring at it. Sven, 130.9 on the board, 2 thousandths of a second ahead of Graham. What did he do? No, he did that time on the softs. Oh, that looked lively, coming through 11 and 12. It could have been the camera angle, exasperating that. Where is Merckx? There he is. That is turn 9 and 10. He's coming through now. I wonder why J. Cole has retired the session. Currently 8th, 131.0. Oh, whether when he'd hit the wall, which is fairly difficult to do here. The walls are quite a long way away, other than around the pit lane area, but I think he actually brought his car back into the pits. So whether he's dealing with maybe a possible driver issue, maybe someone struggling to find the lobby, something like that. Bearing in mind that J. Cole is the coordinator, is the head of the PC side here at LOE. He may have had something he had, an administrative task he had to deal with. And that's back into the pits from Merckx. He didn't fancy completing that lap. Sort of scrubbed soft tyres if he so chooses to. I'm sure the tyre allocation is going to be too much a problem in these 50% races. What about his teammate Kasu? He's crossed the line. 30.2 still his time. He's in third position. What about the Racing Body? Great. His lap is done as well. 30.5. We're actually seeing a bit of delta at this time, a bit of gaps in between drivers. We've enjoyed some very, very close qualifying times. Competitive. Harmony has just come over the line. 31.2 on the board for the Alpha. Less than a tenth behind Sniper. Jake yet to get a time on the board. Now we saw Jake, didn't we? Stunning effort at Russia, at Sochi. Oh, an invalid lap time for Jake. Yeah, he came home, he said 12th. No, he had 12 points. He came home 4th in that race. And Tixie's back out, so wanting to get as much seat time as he can in the house. That's absolutely fine. Nothing wrong with that at all. Definitely keeping an eye on Jake as well. Was he rapid at Sochi? Oh, there's a bit of lag going on there. Hopefully that sorts itself out. I'm just going to double check if there's any word on Badgerman. Nope, there is not. Hopefully he's okay. Oh, Black Panther's coming out again. He's come out the softs this time. Still got time though, just under 6 minutes to go of this quali session. Black Panther in 8th in the championship. We didn't see him for the first 2 rounds. But has come home in 6th and 4th, so has actually had some decent results in the rounds he's taken part in. Merckx is back out again. So we saw him scrub the last set of softs he was on. Half a second he leads the way by. That is actually quite an impressive. Oh, J. Cole retired because it's raining. It doesn't look like it's raining, in fairness, but that would explain why no one has betted their time. Oh, yep, there it is. I stand corrected. You can definitely see it now. You can certainly see it from the onboard shot. J. Cole didn't fancy giving it any welly for on dry tyres in the wet conditions. So that does indeed explain why we've got the gaps that we do. Is Mr. J. Cole going to inform us what the weather's going to be like in the race, or is he going to keep that card to his chest We'll find out in about 5 minutes anyway. There's Tixie coming through, down through turn 7. One of the Ferraris just saw the top of the shot there. Jake is after P11. That's a very specific place to be in, but... Whoa! Cupid has let the cat out of the bag. Looks like a dry race. So, fair enough. This track is tricky enough in the dry. So, spare the wet weather for the race. So we're probably not going to see an awful lot of movement now in the remaining few minutes of quali. Sven has come back into the pits. 130.9 his time. 130.963. Season 7th. 400ths of a second behind. Whoa! Behind Lucky Finger as we see Tixie get very, very sideways out of turn 14. Conclusion to the lap as Tixie has opted to retire the car. Again, much the same kind of theory as Decol there. The track is just not going to yield any improvement. You see that the rain streaming there. It's not very heavy, but it's heavy enough that you just cannot find improvement. Graham has opted to retire the car. He's back in the pits. Velo as well. Yeah, I'd say he was back in the pits. And Batterman has joined us. Excellent. So he's joined the session. Hopefully. Aha! I hear the noise. Batterman, are you with me?
Yes, I am with you.
Gordon Abend, mein Freund.
Good evening to you. I see. Oh my goodness! I see. I joined rather late here with about 2.5 minutes left.
Fear not, my friend. You are with us. That is the important part. We have a dry to wet quali. We are in for a dry race, so I'm told. As Cupid has informed us that it's going to be a dry race, so the weather is not going to form a factor. But Mert at the top spot, Tixie a reserve in second. But it looks like a good day for the Williams pair.
Yeah, P1, P3. I mean, there's only one better combination than that, so they're doing very well for themselves.
How's the beard today, sir?
Don't mention that.
The beard is mighty, ladies and gentlemen. Let me assure you, anyone that has seen Batterman stream will appreciate the finery that is that beard. I comment in jealousy, honestly.
I'm not even happy with it because it needs a bit more care, I think. But yeah, it's doing well. It's still growing. So yeah. I don't think it'll ever stop. Maybe, in like 30 years or 40 years or so. But for now, it's still
Are you going for the
well.
full ZZ top, down to your knees or something like that?
No. That's what I'm saying. I think it needs a bit of care because it's already too long. But generally, I always have my beard trimmed at a barbershop, and the situation with COVID. So been a bit tricky the last year. And the last time I was at a barber, I asked, because obviously you have to wear a mask and everything, so I was like, can I take that off so the beard can get trimmed? They're like, no, you can't take off the mask. So, okay, well,
they went that
shame,
it,
but,
yeah. Well, the nesting animals will be quite happy that you're not getting the beard trimmed at the moment.
Let's focus on the qualifying here. We have Sven on an outlap right now. We have Mark Manier running through the final sector, the snail corner, the second snail corner, the one in the final sector as he comes out onto the long straight. And obviously, this is where speed is just so incredibly important, where a low downforce setup can really help you, but then it can hurt you in other ways. Let me just quickly, I need to change my speedometer units. I do not like miles per hour. There we go. And he's slowing down. Mark Manier slowing down. He's not going full throttle. In fact, he's slightly braking. What is going on there? Oh, he likes P11. That's why.
Yeah. I mean, most everybody set their times in the dry, and so they're not looking to really improve. Panos is out there. He's very, very slow through this last snap. Well, he's pretty much stopped. So yeah, and he's retired. So they went that idea. I think the only one Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
The only one that was on that lap was Sven, so that was very anticlimactic. We didn't have a big crescendo as we usually enjoy, but with the weather, that wasn't really a surprise. So it's Merckx on pole with Tixi. So it's Williams Haas on row 1. Cassio and Graham take on row 2. Velo, Lucky Finger row 3. Then Sven and J. Cole row 4. Exy and Sniper take on row 5. Mark Menier and Kango Khan, and Kango a second reserve in row 6. Panos and Black Panther row 7. Jake and Snowboard row 8. Vino and Inbounds round out the field on row 9. What can you tell us about Shanghai, Mr. Badgerman?
Well, I can tell you about Shanghai. It is infamous, absolutely 100% infamous for the lack of durability on the soft tire. It is the one track where the soft tire lasts shorter in amount of laps than anywhere else on the whole game, not just on the LOE calendar, but on the whole game. Any track on this game, F1 2020, the soft tire lasts longer in terms of laps. Only 7 laps here, and it is a 28-lap race. So all those drivers that did qualify on the softs, I'm not sure they made the right choice.
Well, indeed. But then it was rather alluded to that the softs were not going to be the favourite tyre for today. I believe that was alluded to last week. So I would suspect the mediums are going to be the way to go. But then we'll see how lap 1 goes. That may well force people to the hards, which may not be as disadvantageous as it is in some other places. And there you go. So actually, if there is a 2-stop potential according to the predicted pit stop strategy, which would again back up just the fact that these tyres don't last. Oh, now we tend not to find the 2-stop strategy used in the 50% races. What do you think?
I think, considering, let me just quickly, my little spreadsheet here is not working as intended. Yeah, okay. Considering the pit stop loss around here is about 22.5 seconds, which is one of the higher ones. Generally 20, 21 is sort of the average. So you lose about an extra second and a half, and that includes pit entry, which is obviously a bit different around here. That's really from pit entry all the way to pit exit. You lose about 22.5 seconds. So to run that back on the softs, I find quite unbelievable. The medium to hard strategy generally is the favorite around here. To give an idea about the difference in tire pace around this track, between the softs and the mediums, we have 1.4 seconds, which is the highest around any track, barring Vietnam, where it's also 1.4 seconds, but 0.02 of a second more. So, it's very close. And then between the softs and the hards, it's 2.1 seconds. So between the mediums and the hards, only 0.7. It's not that much. But the softs are so much quicker, but they're also so much more volatile, where they don't last, and after 7 laps you can throw them away, never to be used again. Whereas the mediums last 16, the hards last 21.
And several people starting on the hard tyres, so they're going to be fun to watch as the session draws on. And here we go, the AI now taking over, the cars resuming to their grid positions. We did have a Haas of Panos have a bit of trouble on the out lap, on the parade lap around about turn 8. Saw him off into the dust. He won't thank us for highlighting that. But here we go then, the cars into their boxes. We know this routine by now. It is time to wind them up and let them. As usual, it's a pretty long haul. The crowd have even stopped, and away we go. Who is going to have the greatest start? Oh, well, that's a great one from Tixi. He's going to be alongside Merckx. Is he coming into turn 1? Not quite. The Williams holding on around the outside, but the Haas has got a nose ahead as we come through turn 2, and he's got in. Tixi into the lead. Merckx 2, Cassie 3, Graham 4. Lots of jostling around behind. But wow, what a great start then from Tixi, the reserve driver in the Haas. Great effort there. Lovely move there. That's Velo on. Woohoo! The other. That's Sven that was going very, very deep into turn 6. Graham and Velo having an argument over turn 5 that was briefly in the hands of the Merc, then is now back with Graham then in the racing point. But TC is trying, oh look at that, he's trying to build up a bit of a lead already. There's around about 8 tenths ago or so. Jake having an argument with Lucky Finger. Trouble in sector 2. Snowball and Vino have come together. The McLaren and the Ferrari are trying to back themselves out of trouble. There's a great shame there. But what a start for TC.
Yeah, I mean, that was a fantastic start right there. Was alongside on the inside there and then just stayed in there, stayed patient. This is what turn 1 around here is all about. You have to stay patient. Your time is going to come, and he stayed patient close to the inside, shorten the distance, and then just go for the move, and he did that perfectly.
That he did. Mark Menier is making his way through the field as well. Here we go with Exy at the moment for 9th place, but here they come over the line for the first time in anger. TC leads Merck, leads Cassie, leads Graham, then Velo and Sven. You may notice a notable absence from our list tonight. Mr. Moritz, Mr. Batman.
Oh, Exy spinning! Exy spinning!
No.
Exy was down the inside of Mark Menier in turn 1. And Mark Menier just, I don't know if he didn't see him or if Exy just had a little bit too much speed that he carried through there, but was on the inside. Of the way the physics work on this game, if you're on the inside and there is contact, you're the one who's spinning.
Indeed. As the board sorts itself out, it does look like Merck is closing back in on TC. Yeah, as I mentioned, Moritz, our early championship leader, not with us tonight. I bet he would be right in with this fight were he here, but amazingly, Austin, he's actually managed to snap his brake pedal in half. So that would be a bit of a trouble for him. And yet, we can confirm TC has lost some of his lead. I think the board has actually stopped updating for a while. We've lost Panos. Oh no, he's had a spin out by turn 8, between 7 and 8. His car is still moving, but he has retired from the session. 1 down already. But now the DRS is going to be kicking in. That's going to be helping our drivers close in. Although it didn't look like there that no one used DRS. Not quite sure.
No, there is no DRS yet. We're on lap 2. It's the bug again.
Yes, beg your pardon. Yeah, I thought it was a tad early when it came up, but I was looking at saying it's saying lap 3, which is indeed incorrect. And now
the DRS is enabled.
Indeed. I'm looking behind, so got a great scrap for the lead. But Velo is still nailed to the back of Graham. Now, will these soft tyres already start to be crying enough, or is there a little bit more life in them yet?
There's still a little bit of life in them, but I think at this point the mediums should be getting into a good groove, and with the DRS it should be quite easy to make an overtake happen, but the softs still have a little bit left in them. They should be at around, I guess 30% right now, 25 to 30% tire wear, so they're still fine for now. Lap 5, 6 is when they really start struggling.
Jake has really made his way through the field. He's on the hard tyres, and he's up to 8th position. Wow, it was Lucky Finger in the McLaren getting a little bit wavered. Yeah, Jake's had a cracking start. How many positions has he moved? Wrong thing. He has 7. 7 positions up from where he started. Great start there, so definitely worth keeping an eye on him as his progress continues. Oh my goodness, that is Lucky Finger is losing position. Mark Menier is having an argument with Black Panther, but Lucky Finger just lost out to Black Panther and to Kango Con there. Kango, again, another reserve driver in the Renault, right ahead of it. Mark Menier and Black Panther having a scrap for 9th position. At the same time, Sven and J-Col are having an argument. J-Col gets that position done in turn 14 with the most common overtaking spots in this circuit, on the nose of Sven. There's trouble in sector 3. Who's gone round? Oh, is that Sniper that's gone? I think Sniper and Inbounds had come together at turn 14. It's a bit of a shame there, but let's get back up with our lead battle. There it is. So TC.
I think it was Black Panther actually, because he was battling with Mark Menier and now he's down to 13th.
Oh,
I think he
spotted.
lost out there by 3 seconds.
Well spotted indeed. Mark Menier is in trouble. He's facing the wrong way. It's a good thing they ghost in this game. Oh no! After such making such great progress early on, Mark Menier has made a mistake. down at turn 4, and it's now going to have to do that all over again. The top 3 have remained in pretty short order. I mean, they're within DRS range of one another. There they are in that shot. Tixi leads Merckx, leads Casu, Haas leads the Williams pair. Then there's a 2-second gap back to Velo, but bear in mind that Velo has rested that position. Oh, Graham very, very deep there into turn 11.
Look at J. Cole.
Oh, he was right there.
I mean,
that was
yeah,
close.
but look at J. Cole, the veteran that he is. I mean, goes for a cutback through the sail corner, secures himself the inside, the shorter run, and gets the DRS because he knows the detection point is before that right-hander, is in sort of at the start of the right-hander. So J. Cole incredibly smart here. I think, oh, safety car. Martini's out.
Martin is out. What's happened to him?
Ooh, that's the exit of the snail corner.
Yeah.
Must have lost it there just altogether. Just, I don't know. It looks to me like either a sort of rig failure, a steering failure, or that he just went onto the curb and just spun off. But either way, not really what he was looking for here. And a lot of drivers are now waiting for the odds.
People.
And this is, that's the smart choice here. Tixi and Merckx were not able to do so. And obviously the hard runners that started on the hards won't, but for Tixi and Merckx, it just came too late. They couldn't make that choice in time. Very unfortunate. They're losing out here.
Look at that. Black Panther all the way up to third. Now, there was a moment there where there was a potential penalty applied. Black Panther was one of them for overtaking under the safety car, but if he wasn't pitting, which the game looks like it's going to enforce, which would be a massive shame if that is the case. But there's nothing we can do about that. That's a drive-through penalty that must be served, otherwise it's disqualification. X's got a what was I think Xe was speed. Oh no, X's got a drive-through as well. So well, he's just come out of the pits though. You can't serve a drive-through behind the safety car. No, of course you can't.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, for both of them, it is not for overtaking. It is for speeding under the safety car. And apparently, Xe has an additional 5-second time penalty as well for a collision with Lucky Finger. So Xe and Lucky Finger came together. Must have been on pit entry, I would assume.
I would assume so.
And the same is true for Lucky Finger, obviously, as well, as they both made contact. They both got a 5-second penalty. It doesn't show the 5-second, though, for some reason.
No, indeed.
But it shows in the incident report. So Lucky Finger and Xe both with 5 seconds. And Kangaskhan and Sven out here switching positions under the safety car. I'm not sure that is all too legal. But see, basically everyone made it into the pit lane. And now Tixi and Merckx actually come in. They have to. I mean, otherwise they would completely lose out. They really have to pit now so they can catch back up. But it is so unfortunate that it came out just at the wrong time for them, as they were already past the pit entry. I mean, talk about timing. This is just the worst timing you could possibly have.
Yeah, absolutely. Marmon has left the session. I'm not surprised. Yet he confirms he randomly spun, so he's it lost traction on the exit of that turn 13 and had an argument with the wall, and the wall won that one. I'll tell you who's in a real pouncy here is Casu, but he's going to have a lot of he's going to have a hard time fending off Velo and J. Cole, all of which have pitted. But equally, Vino right up there in 6th position with pretty decent medium tyres on his car. This really is anyone's with Turks and Mixi. I'm now mixing up two drivers' names. Right at the very back.
That is a mix.
That is a mix. I mean, but again, those two were on the front row, so this could be a brilliant, last to first challenge, essentially for the Williams and the Haas. But we will see. Everybody is bunched back up now, so I would imagine that the safety car will be back in this time, because it is quite a long lap. It will take quite a while for the safety car to work its way back. And there we go, just as I say it, the safety car lights go out, and confirmation it will be back in the pits. Of course, it can't pull off anywhere. It has to pull off into the pits unless it's me that's the one that's driving it, and I spin it. Yes, I have done that. Obviously not in the F1 games. Whilst acting as a safety car in other games, I span embarrassingly. And of course, I was the streamer, so everybody knew about it at the time.
Oh. See, in my time back on R Factor, when it was, I've been the safety car driver as well. But thankfully, I've never spun it. I've made some other mistakes. For example, staying out when the message was come in, but I've never spun it.
I'm glad to be the guinea pig in that one. We all had a good laugh about that one. Well, what else did you do? Oh, Casu's in trouble! Casu spun it! Casu's all the way down the field. He's ghosted. Some major technical trouble for Casu. What a shame. He was right there, ready to go. And suddenly, as I've gone to the wrong car, I've gone to try and spectate a retired one. Graham, what? How can he have a yellow finger, ignoring yellow flag penalty when the yellows weren't even out? Oh, I'm not even going to look at that. Well, Black Panther is absolutely run off into the distance. Velo now up into second. He's already nailed inbounds whilst I was trying to figure out where to look. Jay Collin inbound side by side coming down towards turn 6. I think the Renault let the Red Bull through there. I think inbounds has realised he's not realistically in that 5. There is Jake. So bear in mind, Jake started nearly last. Now up into he's already overtaken the Renault and he's on softer tyres. So that his words are failing me tonight. Sorry, I'm a commentator. I don't need them. Oh, there's Casu and Kango side by side with Sven right on Casu's turn. That start has gone so wrong for Casu.
Oh, and Vino's starting to slide there through the first part of the snail corner, and now, shoving Graham off almost, leaving him just about enough space. But to give a little bit of context to Graham's penalty, you mentioned ignoring yellow flags. He got the penalty, I think, for Casu spinning and him overtaking Casu before the line. The game is a little bit fiddly there with overtaking under safety car. Even if a car spins, as soon as it sort of faces the right way and has sort of the minimum speed required as Black Panther's in the pits to serve the drive-through. But yeah, the game is a little bit fiddly there. Unfortunately, no, Graham actually might be able to make it to the end and then get that 5-second penalty removed post-race. If he doesn't pit, he doesn't serve it.
Oh, that is Jake. That's Jake and Jake all side by side through turns 2 and 3. Sorry to cut you off there, Austin, but Jake using the soft tyres really well. I think he's the one that's got the fastest lap. We saw TC.
Mediums.
Softer tyres, I beg your pardon. Soft. I did it again. For God's sake, words, stop failing me. As inbounds is having trouble. Has he lost wing? No, he hasn't. He's not damaged, but he is definitely losing out to those around him. So Black Panther reappeared in 15th, so he's right towards the tail end of the field. Of course, he wasn't allowed to pit stop during that trip through the pit stop. That's the view from Jake Hall as we look at Jake chasing Velo. So Velo now leading the way, but Jake's pace is absolutely storming at this stage on those medium tyres. I would imagine Velo's not realistically going to have an answer to him at the moment. But as time goes on, we will see if that continues to be the case. Graham about 3.6 seconds behind the lead 3. He's got Kango that's giving him a bit of a hard time down the long straight. There we go. Lots of people trying to jostle for position. That's Casu and Vino. We saw at the top of the shots. Oh my goodness. Dixie boxed in behind the Williams. Now going to try and do an outside maneuver on Casu heading towards the final bend. And Casu's in the pits. Oh,
yeah, it was a bit surprising there. To be quite honest, is he serving a penalty or what's going on there?
I don't think so, but he was ghosted as he came in. So he's having technical trouble of some description, surely. Because I don't really see a reason why he would be in the pits. Exy is a long way back. I wonder if he's had a spin.
Front wing damage, front wing change for Casu.
Oh dear. So medium tyres then for Casu. What a shame. Was right up there, well in the top 5. Earlier on, but as we look at Jake now hustling Velo for the lead. Now if the Mercedes is able to fend off the advances of the AlphaTauri, that's going to help Jake. I'll get involved in this battle as well, but I would imagine that Jake is just going to fly past Velo on that long back straight. Oh, bit of a lock up into turn 11. It's only really the unloaded tyre. It's not going to cause too much problems. Right on board with Jake then so he comes through turn 13 onto the back straight. Velo is giving himself as much of a gap as he can. But look at the difference that those medium tyres give. DRS now open. It is an absolute bomb that goes off behind the car, and through into the lead goes Jake, and Velo knew it, didn't try and defend. He knew that it wasn't realistically a possibility, and into the lead then for Jake. Very nice he does. Tixi has made his way up to 6th position from having to pit out of sequence of everybody else. What an absolute storm through. Merckx has not had anywhere near as much progress. He's down in 11th at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, Tixi as a reserve.
Oh no, he's in the pits
his...
again. Sorry to go on, Merckx and Sven both in the pits with front wing damage.
Yeah, I think that explains why Merckx didn't have the same storm through the field as Tixi did. With damage, obviously, it is much harder to overtake because it's much harder to run at similar pace, if not borderline impossible. So, yeah, I think that explains that one. But I gotta say, Jake right now, it is a daring strategy to go on to mediums this early when they lost about 16 laps, and we're still 18 laps out from the 18 and a half, actually, from the end of the race. Plus, he's already done a couple of laps on these, so a very, very daring strategy. But if it pays off, it's going to pay off big. I mean, he's already out of DRS range of Velo, so Velo will be battling now with Jake Cole. If Jake can do a good job of taking care of these tires, he will win this as long as he doesn't get a puncture in the end.
That is going to be the main thing, isn't it? Is how well he can keep those tyres alive as we continue to watch J. Cole on the tail of Velo. I don't think J. Cole's close enough this time, even with DRS, to make a move. Not realistically. Kango's not too far behind. Cupid has lost another position there. That's, well, we can't really see it from that shot, but Lucky Finger's gone. Actually, they're still side by side. We can't see it from that camera angle, unfortunately, but we do see Snaybolt making a move on Sniper behind them. The Ferrari on the inside. Racing point. Oh, no! That's gone horribly wrong for Sniper. Over Judge's braking point, missing bits of front wing. And, well, that's another souvenir for the Marshals. And is he pulling over? Oh, no, he's going again. Oh, dear, that went very rapidly downhill for the second racing point.
Yeah, that looked like what you mentioned earlier, where someone once again snapped the braking pedal in half. Because he was on the brakes, and then all of a sudden he wasn't. And just ran fully into the back, and it almost like it was a failure of the brake pedal, as he is now pitting to get his front wing replaced. Very unlucky there for Sniper. I don't know what exactly happened there, if it was a driver error or it was an equipment failure. Either way, very unfortunate, and he's now down to 16th.
16th and last of the cars still running. Let's have a look at Black Panther. We were looking at him earlier. He's on the back of Inbound. He's been struggling a bit since the safety car restart. But the AlphaTauri now right on the back of the Renault, nearly inside the Renault as they come through turn 10. And that's looks like it's going to be a fairly easy pass for Black Panther. Oops, a little bit deep into turn 11, but nothing he won't get away with, as he then has the inside for turn 12. There's a move for Black Panther into the points.
Not the smartest move, though. Inbound Cupid now has DRS, Black Panther hasn't, so Inbound Cupid might be able to come back here. He's using a lot of overtake to try and get close. I think he's a little bit too far away to do something. However, look at that closing speed right at the end here. He's going for it. No, he's a bit too late. Sorry, a bit too early on the brakes and too late to catch up to Black Panther, so Black Panther does still keep the position.
The McLarens are close together, Lucky Finger and Vino, that's 6th and 7th. TC now up into 5th position, he's just gone past Graham coming into turn 1. Again, I don't think the Racing Point put up too much of a fight, but the McLarens are having a great old fight between them. 7th and 8th at the moment for those two. Tyre life similar, that's Lucky Finger on a bit fresher tyres. So on board with that, it doesn't look like there's any team orders going on there, as Merck is pressing on to try and make up for lost time, down in 15th position with the fastest lap. Whoops, bit of a lock up there for Vino coming into turn 6, as we saw. Graham's going to try and hang on to the back of Tixi. Oh, that's a bit... The car did not really want to bite there as we were coming through turn 9. But trying to stay in the slip through Tixi, but Tixi is rapid. He's doing brilliantly well on those tyres, although just as I said, that locks up a little bit again into turn 11. Also keeping an eye on Jake Cole. He's staying in DRS range of Velo ahead of him. And unsurprisingly, Jake is built up a bit of a lead, 2 seconds now to the good. But right behind Jake Cole, there he is Kango. He has been closing in on the lead 3. Seems he managed to get past Graham a few laps ago. So his progress is definitely going to be one to watch. And yeah, the reserves are really proving their worth.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I mean, the season's young, but if they continue to impress like they have in the last couple of races, surely there's going to be a promotion somewhere along the way to full-time driver.
That makes absolute sense. The McLaren pair have now swapped round. It doesn't look like Vino's going to try and attack Lucky Fingerback. Trouble in sector 3. Oh no, the Sniper! Sniper is round. He's had trouble again. I don't think there was anybody near him, so... oh no, a warning for... a penalty rather for Casu. His day can't get a lot worse than where he currently sits. He's there 13th with Merck and Sven right on his tail. And he's in a good fight, but unfortunately he's not for a points-paying position down there in 13th position. Wow, Kango again checking in with him. 6.8 seconds or so ahead of Tixi. He's really getting close to the fight between Velo and J. Cole. So this two-way duo could very much change the dynamic. J. Cole may well just be opting to stay behind Velo at this point, but as soon as Kango gets there, the feel of that particular duo may well change.
Yeah, and I was originally going to say, right at the end of qualifying, looking at how they started, on what tyres they started on, I was going to say the winner of this race is going to be decided between Velo and J. Cole. Well, after that safety car, I'm going to have to take that back. I think Jake and Kango are going to be the two strongest here. If Kango is able to make it past, which right now looks difficult because we have this dynamic on the F1 game generally where you have, if you're in a 3 or more car train, being a car in there, being the third car, you're not going to be able to put a move on anyone really, unless you have a much faster car. We're talking a second a lap at least, and I don't think Kango does have that right now on J. Cole and Velo, because the car in front also gets DRS off of the first car in the train, and so those two probably running sort of a some kind of they have some kind of peace agreement right now, probably some kind of temporary let's not fight each other, and for KangoCon that's going to be really difficult.
Yeah, absolutely, but he's closing in as best he can. Nonetheless, very close to DRS range now. The Renault is off the back of the Red Bull, so J. Cole may well have to rethink what he does, or he just, sits there in that train. I was wondering if Kango just picked up DRS there. No, he was just outside the magical 1 second mark at the DRS detection point, but he's really going to have to force the move, I think, on J. Cole to make the necessary impact. The circle's a little deep into turn 14, bit of a lock up there. Vino now on the penalty board as Merck has gone past his teammate. What started off was a great session. Oh no, Casu is out. Well, he's left the session at least. I suspect he's ghosted now, yeah. So Casu has had a problem of some description. What a shame. We saw them first and third, and 13th and 15th.
Yeah, very unlucky. I hope they can recover for the next race. I mean, Merck is the championship leader right now, and he's probably going to lose that, looking at where J. Cole is right now. The gap was only 6 points. Moritz isn't here to take that. Obviously, he would have to gain 20 points on Merck, and with him not being here, he's definitely not going to gain 20. But Velo is 30 points out. If he gets second, he could bring himself back into the championship fight. Certainly a very interesting situation between these four. We're only 5 races into the season, 16 races on the calendar. So still the first third that we are just about closing here. Oh my goodness, KangoCon really sliding through that corner. He should have DRS now. One thing I want to talk about with Kango and J. Cole and Velo. I know that this track is a Herman Tilke track, and Herman Tilke gets a lot of flack, let's call it, for the tracks he designs. However, one thing that is very well made here is that it is one of the few tracks where you can, I mean, obviously on most tracks you can overtake if you have a lower downforce setup and you have higher top speed and you have DRS, etc., etc., etc. It's no different here with the long straight, but you can even overtake. It is quite easy to overtake if you have better downforce, better grip around here. That is turn 1, turn 2, the whole snail corner here. We saw that with Tixie twice now, on the start and once again later on, I think, where he overtook either Graham or Lucky Finger. I don't fully remember which one, but it was one of them. And it is something that really helps here. You can use the DRS to stay close and get a bit closer on the main straight. Try to just get a nose in for turn 1, and then you just take the inside. With your better downforce, you should be able to carry high speed down the inside of the corner. In fact, almost the same speed as the other car is able to take around the outside with worse grip, and then make the overtake happen like we saw from Tixie earlier in the race. So the one thing that I'm going to say here is that the design of that first corner, very well done. And it is something that should give Kangaskhan some hope here, because the mediums obviously have a bit more grip than the hards, although he's running out of that to a degree. But it should help him if he is not able to make an overtake happen here on the long straight. He should think about possibly trying to send one into turn 1.
We will see how he manages that position. Now, Black Panther came in. Now, bearing in mind the last time he went through the pitch was for a drive-through penalty. He's now changed his size onto the mediums. Jake now with 3.6 second lead. The timings on my board keep disappearing for some reason. And Tixie's
for drivers joining and leaving.
Okay. So that explains that one. Thank you. I'm noticing Tixie is losing time. That gap is just increasing between himself and Kango. Ooh, Jacob thinking about an inside manoeuvre into turn 6. Can be done, but you need to be much more alongside your opponent by then. Oh no, Merck now on the penalty board, although he is now back into the pits. Exy into the pits with only 10 laps on his tyres. I'm assuming that is for trouble of some description. What's happened to Exy? Has he had a front wing change?
No.
Just ditching his hard tyres. Okay, fair enough. He's had enough of those. Back out he comes. Merckx is actually close to Snaybold now. So that is a fight for 9th position. Well, never mind. So the Ferrari's gone a bit deep into turn 6 and through into 9th position. Merckx goes. I wonder whether... Has Tixie burnt the best out of those tyres? Would he have burnt the best out of the hards? Surely not with only 10 laps on them.
No, I find that quite unbelievable. I think he may have just made a mistake or two, because right now the gap seems rather stable to Kangaskhan at about 9 seconds, just under 9 seconds. So it was a bit more as Jake is pitting. Yep, the leader is pitting onto another set of mediums, I think.
What does he go for? I was just keeping an eye on Kanga to see if he made the move. It is indeed another set of medium tyres onto Jake's car. So he'll become... Where will he reappear? Oh, wow. He was... Oh, did he have a 5 seconds pit lane penalty there? Because he was held for a very long time. So Jake's...
No, he didn't.
Oh, so but he was in the pits for an oddly long time. Lucky Finger is in the McLaren.
I think it may just be, although actually now you say that he's 25 seconds behind that, and what is going on with his car? Something isn't right.
This is a bizarre race tonight. Both McLarens have come in. Soft tyres for Snaybold and Vina. Well,
yeah, that's wrong. Normally I try to, not take too much of a position and say, call out a driver on a wrong strategy, but yeah, that's too early. That's not going to work. That is just not going to work.
With 11 laps to go, well, what did you say? 7 is the best they're going to be for.
Yes. I mean, you can try. Oh, Jake leaves the session.
Oh no!
That was the issues that we were seeing there. I think he's having issues with his rig or something. He's trying to fix maybe. Oh no!
Oh, a potential win on the board for Jake. I think everybody has been through the pits at least. Yeah, everyone has been through the pits at least once. So mandatory pit stop. Oh no, his wheel disconnected.
No, that's why we saw him struggle so weirdly and shift early, and it looked very weird there. But yeah, wheel disconnecting explains that very, very well. That's why he was held in the pit lane. He probably wasn't able to get out of the.
No.
Oh man. But then he probably paused. Then he probably paused, and at that point, the game decided to just drive him out.
Yeah.
So he took him a couple seconds to realize. Meanwhile, about the softs, the tire data in-game suggests 7 laps. That's when they hit 70%, which, I mean, you can do the calculation, means about 10% per lap. The tire puncture territory starts at 70%, but it is most likely that the tire punctures at around 85 to 90. You can suffer a puncture earlier. It is unlikely. It is possible, but very unlikely. The likelihood increases as the tire progresses through tire wear, and at 85 to 90 is most likely where it's going to happen. So you can take these soft tires about 9 laps. You certainly can't take them 10.
That's a hell of a risk then for Snowball and Vino, even with a lighter car. But what a three-way fight we've got for the lead now, with Velo, J-Con and KangoCon all staring each other in the face. Within the seconds, first to third. Brilliant stuff there. Tixi just saw him at the top of the shot, 8.3 seconds behind. So it's going to take really a problem, I think, for these three for him to close, even with his amazing pace. It seems to have disappeared somewhat. So Tixi settling in for 4th, it seems, at this point. Merck down there in 7th place. With his early form. Looks like Vino has spun, because or he's had a half spin at least, because he's suddenly 3.8 off the back of Snaybald, who he was on the back of, I think. Snaybald is having an argument with Exy, as we mentioned. Lucky Finger is not that far on the back of Black Panther, so some battles to do. Casu and Sven are close together, but this three-way fight for the lead, I reckon this is going to go to the line, but has KangoCon burnt the best? I mean, he must have burnt the best out of those mediums by now.
Yeah, surely at this point, I think he should be at around 60% tire wear. And generally, sort of the first cliff where the tires start to fall off is at around 50 to 55. And then the second one is 65, so he will hit that shortly. And at that point, you really want to get off that tire. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see KangoCon pit for softs now. Maybe a lap early. I think he might go until lap 21, 22 to go for softs. But I wouldn't be surprised if we do see him pit at all. I would expect that, actually. I would be surprised if he tries to take these mediums to the end. It's another 8 laps, so he would have to take him for 23 laps. I just don't see that happening.
No, we will see. We will see. I mean, if he does really fall away, that does give potentially the podium to Tixi, as Merck has gone past the AI-driven Jake now. It's a shame. It's a shame Jake isn't returning to us. Graham's in. Racing Point from 5th position. That's soft tires, surely.
Bit surprising he's going to fall down to P11, I think. He's actually being held as well, 5-second penalty being served. So he can't appeal that now anymore. He's going for soft tires as expected. But yeah, he will fall down to P11, I think. There's 9. There's Lucky Finger in 10. Oh, Cass's also pitting. That's why he's in P10. Yeah. There you go. Otherwise, Cassu would have been passed. But with Cassu pitting for softs as well, I think they're just going for the fastest lap at this point.
Why not?
Cassu certainly is.
Well, it won't mean anything to them points-wise, but there's a bit of a break. Well, Jake has returned, so he may well be able to have a fight with Merck before the race is done.
He's not in the car yet, though. He has to wait until the game gives him his car back.
Yeah, but he's still got...
Which we will see. We will be able to tell as soon as the times disappear again.
Yes. But I mean, you could well hassle Merck. He's on very fresh medium tyres, so that could well be a fight. And there we go.
There we go.
That's fine. The leaders are just coming over the line now. But this could
a bit tricky. I was on board with Jake. It was a bit tricky as he retook the car. on the first left-hander in sector 3 at the start of the snail corner. Middle of the corner, basically almost halfway still into the braking zone. Very tricky to take the car over there. But he managed to do it well and not lose too much time from it.
Velo leads J. Cole, leads King Con? No, wrong name entirely. I've given everybody the wrong names. I am so sorry. Oh my goodness.
Selected Mixie.
Yeah, exactly. Oh goodness me. I had this is all because I had a smart ass comment I was going to say to my co-commentator. He'll know what I mean from his stream. I dare not do it now because he's got counter ammo. He's got counter ammo against me, so we'll leave that one buried, I think.
Yes, I think that's a good idea.
Lucky finger on the back of Graham. Battle for 9th position between well, it's not really a battle as Graham just danced past the McLaren on those soft tyres. Snowball and Casu are pretty close to one another as well, although Casu is more hustling Exy. That shouldn't be too much of a trouble for Casu as Graham gets his name on the penalty board. I'm going to focus mainly on these top 3 because anything really could happen. I think I did it again. KangoCon is going to really struggle now to make any real impression on J. Cole or Velo just because the best has really gone out of those medium tyres. So this could well be, I'm risking the commentator's curse here, but this could well be Velo's first win of the season, and this would indeed be 6 winners from 6 races if that happens.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, if that happens, that would be absolutely crazy. The top 3 in the championship right now have all won. P4, P5, P6, P7, and P8 have not. Mr. Anker in P9 in the championship, a reserve driver who only participated at the British Grand Prix,
which he won.
And of course Bryn, who apparently is no longer part of the league from what I see here, has won the 4th race around Russia. Yeah, he's shown as not classified despite having 25 points on the standings sheet.
Indeed, yes. I can't answer that. It'd be a shame if that's the case. It's, like I say, he sort of turned up in Russia, won, and then disappeared again. That would be a great shame. But that is the nature of league racing, unfortunately. But the race continues. Velo continues to fend off the advances of J. Cole, and again, Velo just has that traction from that turn 13 to keep J. Cole at bay. And J. Cole probably knows that Kango hasn't got the life in his tyres to realistically mount an attack. Jake's already caught the back of Merckx. Well, again, those fresher medium tyres really coming good to Jake. There he is on the back of our championship leader, Berg. Bearing in mind he was last or nearly last at one point. He's now back up into 5th position, or 5th at the moment. I suspect he's going to have quite some time keeping Jake behind him. But we'll keep an eye on how the Williams and the AlphaTauri do in that one. Or J. Cole is getting very close to the back. Oh, a tiny nudge on the back of Velo there. I don't think that would have really done any harm to either car. But that's actually starting.
Here goes Jake. Here goes Jake on Merckx into turn 1. That's the overtake I was talking about earlier. Yeah. If you have more grip down the inside and then keep it narrow. He doesn't keep it that narrow, but you know, he was already past at that point. But generally, you try to keep it a bit more narrow. Try to make sure that the other car doesn't cut back and overtake you again.
Indeed.
But Jake doing a good job here with the faster tires. That's exactly the overtake I was talking about earlier. If you have more grip, the long straight might not be your best friend, but this turn 1 certainly is. And KangoCon's falling off the rear of J. Cole, apparently over a second. He wasn't over a second away at the detection point, so he still gets the DRS. But J. Cole looking once again to get past Velo. Not there just yet. 4 laps to go as soon as they cross the line. And KangoCon this time around will not have DRS because here is the detection point just before that corner and he's 1.3 behind. So no DRS this time, and this might be the end of KangoCon's run. The tires, I think, are completely toast right now. Don't think... I think he'll be lucky to just keep P3 at this point because Tixie should be closing in a lot more now over the last 4 laps.
Well, Tixie also has a penalty to overcome, so our front rotator would have to overtake Kango and open up a 3-second gap, which he certainly has the pace to do, but does he have the time to do it? It's more the thing. Black Panther.
Yeah, but with the tire condition of KangoCon, I think it's possible. I think, we're underestimating a little bit how bad of a shape these tires are in. They are done right now, and there's 4 more laps to go. He's gonna lose over a second at least every lap, and it will grow to about 2 seconds by the end of this.
That's a definite limp mode now for Kango, as we're looking at Black Panther, who has been hustling Sven for 7th position. So Black Panther's had a pretty decent run tonight. He was 4th last time out in Monaco, as I previously mentioned. He's not likely to repeat that, unfortunately, but he's had a pretty decent race tonight. Jake is leaving Merckx for dead. Look at that. That's a big gap. 1.7 seconds between the two, which is not really surprising considering how much younger those medium tyres are on the Alpha Tower than they are on the Williams. But again, Jake Ollie's just staying nailed to the back of the leading Mercedes. There's a back marker coming up. It's Sniper.
Tixie in the pits. Tixie in the pits.
Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear.
What is that for? Jake could get P4 here. 22.5 seconds. Jake is just about there. Tixie
close.
should go on to softs, which means if Tixie re-emerges in front of Jake, he should have the pace with a 1.4 second quicker tire per lap to stay ahead. Here comes Tixie. Jake sees him. Tixie is in front. Tixie should keep that position, but the 3-second time penalty. Jake might still be able to get P4.
Yeah, it's going to be a hard ask though, because those soft tyres in the hands of Tixie are going to be. That's why he did it, because he gambled on the fact that he was going to come back out ahead of Jake. I'm assuming that penalty hasn't changed. No, it's still 3 seconds.
No. Yep.
Oh, that's a big ask for Jake to keep that gap below 3 seconds, but good luck to him. And Tixie has those 3 laps remaining, or what remains of the 3 laps, to build that 3-second gap. Back to the lead battle there. It is again at half a second between Jake Oll and Velo, unless Jake Oll is just leaving it to the very, very last second to make that attack. Again, the counter-attack is always there. There's Sniper right ahead of them. Was he ghosted just then?
Yeah, but still gives DRS. Yeah.
It does, yeah.
So Velo now opens the rear wing, so he's got at least a little bit of breathing room here. Sniper's Ghost now pulls out of the way for both of them, as expected. KangoCon now can breathe very, very safely. He has that podium spot safe as long as he doesn't make any major mistakes. But it's only going to be P3, I think, for him. That is now clear. The win, however, Velo and Jake Oll. Let me just quickly look at the warnings that the drivers have. Velo completely clean. Jake Oll has 2 warnings, so Jake Oll can decide this very quickly. Not in his favor, but he can decide this if he gets another warning for track limit extension. He can make sure that he gets 2nd place and everything stays as it is, but he certainly doesn't want to do that. Velo, I don't think Jake Oll should bank on 3 quarter cut warnings for Velo within a lap and a half now. Don't think that's going to happen. So he needs to make this move on track and not get a penalty while doing it. So very, very difficult task, but not impossible. We've seen Jake Oll before. I mean, he won the last race at Monaco. Can he make it back-to-back, or will Velo be the 6th winner in 6 races?
I'm gonna make the guess here. I think Velo's gonna do it. I think Velo's gonna take the win and make it 6 for 6. We will see already. It's nearly 4 seconds between Tixie and Jake. So Tixie has already overcome that penalty, unless Tixie gets another one on the board, which is probably exactly what Jake is hoping for. So we have entered our 28th and final lap. Velo in the Mercedes fending off the advances of Jake Oll on the Red Bull. Those two have been fighting all race long. Jake Oll has got to make the move and make it stick if he's going to do it. And that's not a surprise to see, with Tixie getting the fastest lap, considering just how rapid he was when the tyres were good. And again, Jake Oll just not able to get alongside. And Vino gets his name on the penalty board. down in 14th position in the McLaren. Merckx is holding on to his 6th position, problem in sector 2. Oh no, that's the other one. That's Graham. That's had trouble. Oh no, it was Sniper. Yeah, I think it was. It was Sniper. He's had a definite race to forget in the Racing Point. Here come our leaders then through turn 13. It's now.
He's too far away.
I think he is too far away. It's now or never. And there's just nothing in the batteries. He's got 3% ERS. He's got DRS only. That's not going to be enough. J. Cole has got nothing yet. Velo's just kept enough power in the batteries to fend off the advances of the Red Bull. There's no way Velo's going to build up through warnings now. So, as they come down towards the front, well, stranger things have happened, I suppose. Well, it's 6 for 6. Your winner here in Shanghai. It's the Mercedes of Velo. J. Cole chases him home in 2nd position, but it is going to be Kango Cole, the reserve in the Renault, coming home in 3rd position. Tinksy, wow, what an up and down race it's been for him in the Haas. Fastest lap is going to belong to the 2nd reserve driver. Sniper has just come over the line, the lap down. Here is 4th position to the Haas driver. What a stunning performance for him. There it is. Jake, with all his troubles, has come home in 5th position. Oh, what might have been for Merckx. He's got the penalty on, but it's only 3 seconds, so Black Panther isn't close enough to overcome that. That's a decent run as well for Black Panther. And there it is. It's confirmation he remains in 7th. 8th goes to Sven. 9th is going to go to Graham. And
it's going to go to Lucky Finger, I think. There we go.
Oh, yes, it is. Yep.
On the penalty.
On the penalties, indeed. Exy in the Red Bulls going to claim 12th place, and some distance back is Snowball in the Ferrari there.
Oh, Exy 11th.
Oh, Exy up to 11th. Yeah, Casu is nosed into the wall. I mean, he has crossed the line, so his car is just stranded there. But
he did what I always like to do when I cross the line: just start weaving to the point where when the AI takes over as you cross the line, it doesn't know what to do. It just spins into the wall.
Nails into the wall. Here comes Snowball then to take the 13th spot, and Vino and Inbound take the final positions for cars in the lead lap. What an incredible race that has been here in Shanghai. Oh, wow. That's, well, I've been saying Black Panther's had a decent run all race long, and the game was voted to driver of the day. Not a bad effort there at all, but wow. Honours, top honours indeed, belong to that man in the Mercedes colours. Velo taking that one, the Red Bull colours in 2nd, and of course the Renault in 3rd. Very nice. Again, we've got people coming to join us in the Discord, in the interview room. We will have a chat to them very, very shortly when the results come up.
Can I just say, didn't I tell you, I originally wanted to say the win is going to be battled out between Velo and J. Cole. And ultimately, I was right.
No, you were entirely spot on there, sir. Bravo. So there it is. Without any steward's intervention, it is Velo from J. Cole from Kango, Tixie 4, Jake 5th, Merck 6th, Black Panther 7th, Sven 8th, Lucky Finger 9, Graham rounding out the points paying positions in 10th, Exy 11, Cassie 12, Snowball 13, Cupid 14, Vino 15th, Sniper at 16th, Mark Benier, and Panos sadly not seeing the flag. My goodness, what an incredible race that was. Let's have a chat with some people that have joined us. I'm assuming it is our top 3. I haven't had a chance to even look yet.
Top 2.
We have 2 of them. Oh, okay, well, we'll take it. Let's see, who have we got? We have got our top 2 indeed. Let's have a natter to our 2nd place man, Jake on another podium score for you, sir. But wow, you worked for that, it looked like.
Yeah, I'm starting to enjoy coming on the podium a little bit more, you know. I think it's a bit, yeah, I'm starting to enjoy it a bit more. But no, it was a good race. I've got to give credit to Velo because he just drove, well, he was just better than what I was today, to be honest with you. So all credit goes to him.
I mean, were you just pushing hard, or were you biding your time to try and make the strike at the end?
There was a point where I was trying to push hard, just maybe try and get past him and then hopefully stick in front. But I think it was just a point where I knew that I was a little bit too far behind, so started saving on my ERS a bit more, just trying to put a bit more pressure on him. And overall, I think he just managed it a bit better. and well, results show it.
It's Melbourne next time out. What are your thoughts towards the Aussie Classic?
Not a good track for me, and I must admit, I'm hoping something similar to what happened tonight, but well, as I said, Australia not exactly a good track of mine, so I can only keep my fingers crossed.
Well, you've yet to finish outside of the top 4, so it's still a performance we look forward to seeing. But good luck to that and the rest of the season. Thank you very much, J. Cole.
Thank you very much, lads.
Well, 6 for 6 then. 6th winning driver is the next Mercedes man. It is Velo. What a run, sir!
Yes.
What's running through your mind? You must be happy with that, surely.
Yeah, I'm happy, but the fact that it was just pure luck, and this was probably my worst track anyway, so...
Oh, wow.
I thought Jacob would get past me easily, but... I don't know.
Well, I think you discredit yourself, sir. I think there's more than luck going on. It looked like you just played perfectly well. You didn't seem to be making any mistakes. You had no warnings on the board. That's not luck. That's skill, sir.
Yeah. maybe from your point of view, but I think it was just luck, because 2 seconds earlier the safety car would have come out, and Merck and Dixie would have got P1, P2. So just luck, I would say. Also the medium strat got fucked up immediately
Well,
after the safety car.
True enough. Where were you, being that this was a track that you weren't particularly looking forward to, where did you think you were going to be?
Maybe top 3, I would say, after starting P5 with mediums. Also got hella lucky in the qualifying. I went actually accidentally on mediums, and then it started to rain. So.
Wow, I mean, it really has been a night of surprises, I think it's fair to say. What about Australia next week?
More my favorite tracks, I would say. So
Wow.
I'm very much looking forward to it.
A win, fastest lap, and lapping half the field then.
No.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, good luck for next week and for the rest of the season. Thank you very much, Velo.
Thank you. See ya.
Now we've got a couple of other drivers that have joined us as well. Jake, with your detaching wheel. What are your thoughts, sir?
I didn't go to plan. None of that, did it?
It was a bit of an up and down night for you, it looked like.
Yeah, I tried to get P11 in quali, which didn't really work. I got P15 because I didn't expect the rain to come down even heavier. I could have easily got a P11 if not, but it kept raining and I just literally had no grip. And then I thought, okay, so hard to medium would be the best strategy. And then, of course, with my luck, we get an early safety car, so that was just flawed. So I went on to mediums, and I didn't really push at all to get past Velo and Jago. I was just saving tires for the end, and I think I broke like a 3 or 3.5 second gap, and then my wheel just decided to just randomly turn off, and I have no idea. And then I pitted, and I was like, oh no. It was over from there. I don't know why it did it, to be honest. It's not really done it much before, so yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's a driver update I need to do or something, I'm not sure. It's unlucky.
Even the greats have the technical gremlins that hit them. So what about Australia for you? Is Melbourne a track you look forward to?
It's not a track I like, but it's not a track I hate either. I'm pretty decent there, so I just gotta hopefully not get cursed next week and I'll win. I felt like I could have won Russia. I could have definitely won today. So 3rd time's the charm, right?
That's what they say. Best of luck then. Best of luck for next week and for the season to come. Thank you very much, Jake.
Thank you.
And finally, with us in the box, the driver of the game, voted as driver of the day, without any argument from me, certainly, is Black Panther. Oh, you're a little quiet. Let me just turn you up this side. Well, again, you've had a bit of a mixed season. It was not a bad run. Talk us through it from your side.
Yeah, the qualifying session went really bad. I was a bit struggling with what I should do, but I tried to qualify for P11, and I was braking like on the last straight because I was like 6 tenths up, and otherwise I would have been in the top 10 on soft tires, and I wanted to start on medium tires. But yeah, I broke too hard, and like I finished then P14, and then in the race I got like taken out. I think slightly touched by Mart Meneer. And then a lap later, like when the safety car came in, Lucky Finger came into the pit, but he broke really early, and like he was nearly stopping on track. And Exy and I got a drive-through penalty due to the game saying that we drove too slow or too fast. So yeah, it was a bit unfortunate, but considering that I really had a solid race, like I recovered pretty well considered all of this.
And what about Australia next week? Is that one that you're hoping to do well at?
Australia isn't really my strongest track, but I'm gonna see what I can do. If I can keep the consistency going, then yeah, I just hope for a top 8, and then I'm gonna be happy.
Fair play, nicely done. Good luck for next weekend for the season to come. Thank you very much, Black Panther.
Thank you.
And that's going to tie it up for tonight. Thank you very much to those that have been with us throughout the stream. A great pleasure to have you on board with us. Thank you very much, Mr. Austin. Once again, a great pleasure to have you in the box with me, good sir.
Yeah, great pleasure to be here for me as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much to our drivers for putting on an incredible show. It's been brilliant from beginning to end. As mentioned, it is Melbourne, Australia next week. Same time, same place. Don't go anywhere. I was going to say don't go anywhere until then. Well, you can hang around on the channel if you like. There's plenty of racing going on in between then and now. But please do join us for round number 7 for the PC League next time out. Thank you very much, and good night.